Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up. Or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
Oké, hey kijkers van Race Gaming. Vandaag ga ik Assassin's Creed 3 doen, want ik vind het echt een fucking vet spel. En ik vind Assassin's Creed 4 vind ik echt een kutspel. En ik heb al een paar missies gespeeld, dus een stuk of 3, 4 of zo. Dus let's begin. Is het een beetje lekker, lijkt wel. Maar ik kan het nu niet aanpassen, omdat ik een fucking missie zit waar je je graphics niet kan aanpassen. Je moet gewoon een beetje lopen en zo. En dat is het dan ook. En dan heb je die missie gedaan en dan kan je pas je settings aanpassen.
Let's go.
Oké. Misschien dat jullie het net niet zagen, dat het lag, maar ik zag het ook niet, maar bij de opname stond van wel. En dat zie ik straks wel, als ik hem aan het renderen en zo ben. Oh ja, ik moet hier doorlopen. Flats, die zit erin.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Ik snap nog steeds niet. Hoe kan je met zo'n lichtgevende appel een muur omhoog laten schuiven? Dat vind ik een beetje vaag. Maar ja. Het is een spel, dus daar kan alles. Dit is een spel van 2 jaar geleden. Dat kan je ook zien, want alles laat. Bij de stukjes. Want nu heb je tegenwoordig dat hij gelijk doorspeelt.
I think we're here.
Duurt lang. Ik snap het ook niet. Die andere mensen komen niet achter je aan. Maar als je dan hier daar verder loopt, wacht, ik zou het even doen. Als je hier zo verder loopt, dan staan ze daar opeens achter je. Kijk, nu zie je niemand. Nu wel. Beetje vaag, maar ja. Het is maar zo. Ook dat zoiets zomaar met een fucking blok kan gebeuren die licht geeft.
The key. You must find the key.
Son?
Sir.
Dear.
Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick
Wacht, zie.
tests
Zie je
to
dat,
make sure there aren't
achter
any
helemaal?
major issues.
All right.
Oké, ik weet niet
What
eens
do you
wat
need me
het
to
is,
do?
joh.
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Ga je ergens springen? Nee.
Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects.
Zo doen we dat even. Doe je in het echt ook even 1, 2, 3 op een gebouw. Niet dat dit een gebouw is, maar... Oké. Ik heb die test niet eens nodig, man.
That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. Alright, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
Valt ik echt niet op als ik voor hem sta. Wat is vet. En dan...
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
Wat? Oh. Ik dacht dat ik daar op moest springen. Ja, van lekker clip. Nee. Spring. Maar ik weet het allemaal al. En daar sta je dan.
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
Even de wereld bouwen. Ja. Wow, ja. Het kan ook echt, hè.
Sir. Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Oké. Dan komt hij straks met de koets aan. Met een koets.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Mag ik uw jas aannemen, meneer? Nee, natuurlijk niet, is mijn jas.
You are requested
Oh, hey.
to kindly find your seat.
When I first came here, the old house was spoken to me.
Mijn zitplek. Ja, dus die kant op. Ja, hup, komen, hup.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Weer een filmpje.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father
Gay.
was here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
And the statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine.
Ik word natuurlijk gezien de andere tijd.
A lawyer is an honest employment.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
Against vote and for. For 'tis but fitting
I already have.
protect and encourage cheats.
Heb ik al.
We live by 'em.
Sir, Black Mall had sent word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her off.
As the wench is very
En daar
active
gaan we
and
weer.
industrious, you may satisfy her
Ja,
that
mag ik beginnen?
the evidence.
Tom Gag,
10,000
sir,
pardons.
is found guilty.
I'm so sorry. My apologies.
When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not bend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may mention a
Zo.
poor Tom Gag.
Valt ook echt niet op. Die mensen die kijken gewoon daar naartoe en die kijken niet eens naar mij.
Save her from the transportation. I can get
Nee, dat valt niet op. Nee. Zie ze allemaal zitten dan. Wow, er zijn echt heel veel dezelfde. Kijk dan. Daar zit een. Dikke trieling, 80ling, wat dan ook. Hallo meneer, doe je meneer? Hé, zaten jullie niet beneden? Natuurlijk wel. Zien jullie ook al eten beneden? Ik vind het wel opvallend. Oké. Hij zei ik zeg, ja, snap je wel, ja, oké. Big clock. Dat vind ik echt zo kut om te doen. Klaar. De eerste keer snapte ik niet met die deur openen, maar nu wel. Dus dat is mooi. Flats, waar. Godver. Valt niet op hoor.
You should have come to me. We would have found another way.
Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
As am I.
Daar gaan we dan. Ik kijk bang.
Come, please!
That man there! Seize him!
Whatever's happened?
A man was killed in the I've done no wrong! I search him. Any weapons?
Even wat sneller.
I beg your pardon. Don't push
Ja, natuurlijk is iemand gekild, man. Ja, gast, ga aan de kant dan. Kijk iedereen staan dan.
What are those men doing?
I'm scared where it's heading.
Order! We must have order!
Iemand daarvoor.
Imbecile! Where are you going?
Where are you going? Mensen lopen echt in de weg, joh. Maar ik zeg het je, iedereen die het kan, zoals mij. Dat is vermoord een keer.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Nogal taai.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Waarom zou die willen?
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Zeer waardevols.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command. Although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
Okay. Running. Nee, dit is niet Black Flag, dit is gewoon Assassin's Creed 3. Het lijkt wel zo'n beetje.
Some fresh air might do me good.
Even wat sneller gaan.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't stick right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought.
And yet here you are. Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
Wat je hiervan vindt.
That's enough,
Echt,
Stay out of this.
Come on, brother, dodge! Dodge!
maar dan werkt het niet. Dus het kan helemaal gesloten. Maar hoe moet dat dan? Doe toch. Ik snap hem niet hoor. Kijk, dan doe ik dit toch. Ik snap hem niet hoor. Kijk dan, ik... Oh ja, nou ik ben wel opeens.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain sees us...
To hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side do you on anyway?
We're ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No, but you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How do you like these odds?
Captain! Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife, Beth.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
Ik weet sowieso niet hoe je moet vechten
You're
in
a
het
poor
spel,
leader,
dus.
ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent.
Ja, meneer. Nu is helemaal bang of zo.
Good day.
Kom, jongen. Wacht, ik wil even klimmen. Want ik ga even stoppen met deel 1 van de video. En dan doe ik even hier bovenop. Want dat is super hip. Dit is wel heel erg hoog. Hé, daar is land. Kijk. Kijk eens. Nou, komen we daar dan vandaan? Niet toch? Anders gaan we wel heel erg gaan. Oké, dan komen we daar maar vandaan. Maar mensen, ik bedank jullie voor het kijken. Ik bedank jullie voor het kijken. Doe een duimpje omhoog, abonneer en dan zie ik jullie de volgende keer. Doei.